on the track.
Good evening, good night. How everybody doing? So, y'all, the topic of the hour is relationship building, right? Earlier, if you all let us know what has happened backstage, somebody just said they want a relationship. I don't know why, but they have so many different types of relationships that we can form. Right, Miss Abby?
I don't talk.
Abby. All right, so where shall we start? Okay, so we have different types of relationship. What are some of the different types of relationship you think, we can really have as individuals out here? Different types.
The work relationship, sexual relationships, friendship, family, just basic relationships going about in life with other crosses and human beings.
Yes.
Human to
Yes.
animal relationship.
Yes. So people, there are so many different types of relationships that we can have, right? And from, an early stage in life, as soon as, I think maybe even when we are in our mother's wombs, a relationship is being formed from since then as well, right? And when we come out into this place of chaos and madness, and hopefully at some people experience some peace, some people have good experiences, but of course, that's when relationships will start building, right? And the first set of relationships that we will form is definitely with our parents, or if it is we have older siblings, with our family, immediate family. That's the first type of relationship that we will start having. And then as we get older, you're gonna meet more people, and it goes from there. So Lion is on the inside now, and he's going to come with his crazy self.
Where's that?
And that you crazy.
I have, after that backstage, my halo shining now, but my halo, see a little holy again now, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Building relationships, how we feel it, people. Pick up everybody on the line, you know what I mean? See, man, what is the foundation you would say? Because, being a woman of, good relation.
This relationship topic just made me cry because I lost my mom, and that was the last topic we actually had.
Right.
Oh.
Right. So, what was the last topic?
We talk about relationship, and my mom, before my mom passed, so like my mom passed like February the 12th, and this topic just bring back a lot of memories to me. So,
right. So, if you would like, you want to share what mom said, at that line with us. You want to share it? The words of wisdom that they could pass
Right,
on.
right now she's very emotional, so
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
she will share. Yeah.
So, what are the foundation of relationships? What do you think is the quintessential foundation of relationships at this point?
Working towards, building towards, and maintaining. That's how I look at it.
But if you was to give it a pillar, you know, if you was to give it a pillar, like, you know, trust. You know, so, you know, as we on the philosophical side, we go take in, we boy the guru, and then we might decide after guru talk, you know, what would be derived from what we see. So we go take in, my boy.
The nastiest situation happened not among enemies, but among the so-called loved ones. Love means you're willing to nurture another life without forming opinions. It should be a relationship of nurture, not opinionated. These are not your loved ones, these are your extra limbs. You're not able to stand on two legs, so you need 4 or 8 or 12, I don't know how many. These are extra limbs. And when limbs are not well coordinated, they tangle up, you know. There are 4 or 5 brains, 4 or 5 power centers in the home. And for it to be well coordinated, certain things have to be done. One way of doing it is with an enormous level of connectedness, not emotional. Emotional connectedness just brings dependency. Emotion is something to be enjoyed. It is the juice of life. You don't make your emotions work. You should not make them work. You can make your thought work, you can make your body work. Don't try to make your emotions work. Whenever you try to make your emotions work for you, your situations turn nasty, isn't it? Yes or no? Initially, I loved your works. After some time, you're trying to make emotions work for you. The harder you try to make it work, the nastier your life gets. Because emotion is not for work. Emotion is just to sweeten your life. Your thought and your body should work. Emotions, just there. It's like a flower that you wear in your hair. Nobody wears anymore. Okay. You don't make these flowers work. The microphone works. Something else works. The flowers need not work, they're just there. That's all. Emotion is like that. It's just there, pleasant and wonderful. If you try to make it work, if you try to extract some life from around you with your emotions, it is bound to turn ugly. So if you don't have a working brain, if you're not capable of thought, then you try to use your emotion to make it work. And it may work sometimes, that's the whole problem. It works initially and then you try to push it further. Then your life turns so nasty, so horribly nasty. Among people who are supposed to care for each other, the nastiest situation happen not among enemies, but among the so-called loved ones. You agree with me or no? Am I being too harsh on you? Yes or no? So, people have their opinions. If you love somebody, you should have no opinion, that's what love means. Love means you're willing to nurture another life without forming opinions, that's what love means. We are loved ones, we have strong opinions about each other. No, that means you're trying to fix life. An opinion is a way of fixing a person into a straitjacket. Love means nurturing a person into a new possibility. These two things cannot go together. No way they can be together. You make some judgments for the moment, to nurture it better. You're rearing children at home, you have to make some judgments where the child is right now. To rear them to a next possibility, not form an opinion on him. The moment you form an opinion, you have no interest in nurturing that life into a new possibility. You only want to fix it in a shell of your opinion. And you will be disappointed if it doesn't go by your opinion. Now, that's not the way it works. If you want to live closely with people, it should be a relationship of nurture, not opinionated. It will not work like that. The fundamental mechanics are wrong. So how will it work? By accident, because of the newness of the situation, because it's honeymoon time. It may work for some time, but after that it will not work. So, if truly it's a loving relationship, there should be no opinions. There should be only nurture.
Right. So we got little vibes there concerning that relationship. And you know, really and truly, anybody here like emotional? Like sometimes when it's Abby, are you an emotional person?
Yeah, I can be. Very. At times.
At times. Seema, what about you? Do you get emotional at times and maybe have outbursts in anger or frustration or even sadness?
I am
Do you
very
get
emotional.
emotional? You're very emotional. So, Sonali, you're saying that you are not emotional? Or do you
And
have moments of?
it honestly depends, but the one emotion I would say that I'm really and truly strong for is anger. So yeah, but for other things,
Yeah,
not really. No.
not really. I can feel that one, yeah. Rihanna is back on the inside. Rihanna is a long time girl.
Riri.
A real long time. Yes, it's been a while. How the relationship building going over on your end, Riri? How is that
Mm,
going? Is there a wedding coming soon? What's happening there? So,
I see it
Sima, I know you
building
mean
really well.
you're seeing it building very well. The foundation setting up good, everything. Foundation nice.
Mhm.
Uh,
You
so,
are talking.
so Lion mentioned. So, of course, what do you think is the foundation of a relationship, though? Let's say,
Foundation.
yeah, of any relationship. Or we could be more specific and say committed relationship, committed sexual relationship. What do you think is the should be the foundation?
You can't have just one thing making up the foundation. It's a lot of pillars to make that foundation. Really and truly. You can't leave it to just one item alone.
So, what are some of the things you think will make up that foundation? Good evening, Lisa. Lisa, we ain't seen your face, girl. And good
Lisa, you not
evening,
going
Sidel. Lisa, where's sucking there? I seen something in your mouth. Lisa, you should have
My
been
daughter
looking
bought
that for
this one
tomorrow.
today.
All right. I know good to say you're supposed to be looking that for tomorrow. You're supposed to leave that for ladies' night. We still have seen your face.
I will have more.
You'll have more. All right. Okay. Right. So Sonali, what some of the things that I think will make a good foundation, or let us say a strong foundation.
communication, trust, honesty. What else? What else? Connection, honestly and truly. A real
Mm-hmm.
connection.
All right.
That
All
those
right.
those are main four major ones that running through my mind right now.
Okay. Seema, you have anything to add to that? What do you think will make a strong foundation for a committed relationship?
A committed relationship must always have trust. If you don't have trust in a relationship, you don't have a relationship, period.
Right. Good night, Jazan. Where are you? Where are you, ma'am? All right. So, Seema is saying trust. Trust needs to be there. Abby, what you will say makes a strong foundation?
I would say the same thing, trust.
Trust. Lisa,
Mm-hmm.
what you will say?
My
Making up a
fiance and I,
foundation for.
my fiance
Mm-hmm.
and I, we say communication, most important.
Communication. All right. So we hearing. So there were two. Well, Sonali mentioned connection and communication as well. So Lisa is also talking about communication. But before you could even build trust, because even trust takes a while to build with another person. So
Exactly.
that connection really needs to be there, because when you think about, okay, meet somebody for the first time, you kind of have some sense that you feel a little bit connected to them, or some sort of something draws you to them, that attraction. So that is where it all begins, right? And then, of course, you start communicating, because that's the next step. You have to communicate with the person. And when you communicate with that person, Sonali mentioned honesty. So you will reckon, okay, this person is being honest. And when you realize that person is being honest about themselves and everything that they do, what they like, etc., then and it gets into learn that person, and that is when trust starts to build.
Communication.
So it's a whole process. It's not just a one-off thing or one thing in particular, right? So good night, Andy. Andy saying good night to one and all, and a special good night to Abby, aka
You know,
Wifey. The foundation of any relationship is trust and more. Hey, I didn't finish.
well,
So,
you say the way you your radar. So provide it. Big up Andy on this side.
oh gosh,
Trust and more. You know, it's interesting thing when
yeah,
I
trust and more.
listen to everybody's input, and it is a serious topic, eh? Very bacchanal topic. But we only talking about the relationship when trust is broken. When you do, because all we hear is all the pillars, the trust and the love and the this and the that. But that is not really what happens over time in different relationships we have. Whether it be a committed relationship, family, that's why I say relationship, because it could be a family
Mm-hmm.
member, it could be a brother, it could be a sister, a friend, a cousin, your mother, your father, it could be a significant other. What happens, ladies? There's the question to the panel. What do we do when one of these pillars are violated? Seema.
Well, see, Mike could work with the pillar of trust. So let's say something comes up, trust is broken. How do you rebuild trust in that relationship?
Praying, asking questions, try to fix it.
How are you fixing it?
Asking questions.
Really? So do you all agree with Seema? So trust was broken. Do you all really think that asking questions will rebuild that trust? Or Sonali, Abby, what you think?
That's just one step of it, honestly and truly. Because when you ask questions, what you're trying to do is understand as to why your trust or the trust was broken. But when the trust is broken, depending on the type of relationship that the trust was broken in, you know, it could be repaired or not.
Oh, and you see the reason why I listen to what Guru saying, and I listening to the things that we are saying that should be in a good relationship when building. You know, when you're building a house, your foundation it's key. So we talk about the foundation, but a relationship is not a house. You know what I mean? What happens when we have relationships that we see in pillars being broken? What do we do? Lisa. Yeah, Lisa. So the husband break your trust in some way, shape, or form. Many occasions.
What?
Because all who in relationship long, we could attest that, hey, you didn't know better rules. Right? Right? So, Lisa, the husband break the trust in some way, shape, or form. What do you do to mend that situation? Lisa.
First, I will ask them what is the reason for doing that, you know? I wouldn't quarrel or anything, but what is the reason for doing that and why that trust had to break? Because, you know, all along you're going good and then this trust, you know? But it has a lot of problems with the mistrust. Okay, let me talk from my point of view. Yes, in the relationship with Shane and I, we are engaged and stuff, yes, to get married. Yes, it have ups and downs, it have this disappointments. It have it will have those things in it, right? The expected, unexpected that I look out for. But if you break that trust, it will upset me, yes, because I know myself, he knows himself, you know. That's about it.
All right, good night, Keisha. So Keisha is saying that trust is very important to her. And if that trust is broken, most times things come to an end. So Keisha is saying that most times things come to an end. So I guess some depending on the extent or what the person did to break the trust, sometimes it's unmendable. You can't even mend that, right? And or it could be something that you could actually work towards and to rebuild the trust. So I think it all depends on what the situation is. Some person may decide here okay, we could really work this out, and some may say, I do not see this working out because this, whatever it is the person did, it makes them feel like they can no longer trust the person. And for each person, it may be different. It might have been some relationship, some person may be able to tolerate just as things that may make somebody angry, because we heard Guru talking about emotions, right?
So, and you saying, why is the trust broken? You see, that's the thing. So I listen to Guru and I listen to these gurus here. So we listen to the Guru ladies, the ladies panel, listen to Seema, listen to Chika, listen to Abhi. Everybody has their own perspective. I listen to the Guru too. And I look at Keisha's response. And most of the times, when you say trust is broken, anybody with anybody for more than 5 years, 10 years, this gonna happen. So what the Guru I realized was saying is that from the moment emotion, you start to use emotion with the situation, this is where you're gonna end up. Right? Because if Chika or Sadali or all right, they break my trust, and I say, okay, I can't trust you anymore. This is the end result if I stick to the emotional response that I had because the trust was broken. Now, if I am to think and use thought and not emotion, and say, but let's say said person, whether it be your boyfriend, your husband, your sister, your good friend, why are a lot of good friends that break my trust, right? And you use thought and say, well, let me weigh and measure all the good as opposed to this particular instance where my emotion is now taking hold of my how to put it, judgment, and I don't use thought, then most of the time, this is where you're going to end up in this scenario. So now you tell me what you think about the vibration.
Honestly, it's a serious one. But I agree to what you say and to what Guru Isha was talking about. The moment you put emotion into things that you have to make a major decision on, it never works. No matter what, it never works. But the moment you actually sit down and you think, you talk, you put logic to it, critical thinking, you find ways and multiple solutions no matter what. Now I'm not denying that sometimes emotions will flare up. You as a person have to be able to control your emotions and work on that. Nobody else can do that and can't do that for you. But what he said is very true. The moment you put emotions to the front burner, you put that as your spectacle to see everything. You can't see anything whatsoever. It's a clouded spectacle.
See, man, anybody in long relationships, at some point in time, the trust is going to be broken. Anybody, so it's like this. If you're in a relationship, Lisa, how long you and your mister together? Let me mind people business now. Let me hear the years. See, man, how much years? Let me come some years now. People who in long relationships over 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Right? Lisa, how long you can remember? How much years?
And I'm saying what she said.
Lisa, like your mic muted, we're not hearing you.
7.
7 years. Seema, how many years with your husband?
5, my ex 5, and my husband 1.
Right. So if we in long-lasting relationships, at some point, it might be big, it might be small, trust might be broken. Yeah? Now, if we were to lean on just emotion, then it's done, right? We were done at some point, and then we'd have to start over. But what we need to understand is that if we have a relationship and it worth something, and a pillar is broken, and you use all the emotion, oh, the man, this, you're going to be in another relationship at some point in time. And that situation is going to come up again. And what would happen is that you'll be continuously going from relationship to relationship, basing most of your decisions on emotion.
Yeah.
Talk to me. That's serious topic tonight. Yeah, serious.
It is the most serious topic. And it's true. And the other thing that he talked about is having the opinions that we may have about the other person as well. And sometimes, well, all the emotions and the different opinions we may have will cloud our decision making.
Yeah. Most of them. I mean, tell me where you think body vibration, Abby. Jump out at me there. McGill. So, Abby, tell me, what is your vibration?
You want me to say? I don't think you're in my opinion.
Where's it?
I mean, if you have the time, benefiting each other. You understand? If it's beneficial to the two person, by all means, fix it by all means, whole hand thing, you know what I mean? But if it only been benefiting one and not the other, find the deepest, darkest, bottomless pit and throw it in it. Men a business.
Abi have a cookie boom for you.
Sorry.
You chose violence tonight.
Sorry.
Abi. So let me say you get a good house, man. Let me like
That's the thing.
you get a good
It's
house,
inside
man.
there.
You get a good house, man. You working good. You get a good house, man. You performing right. Everything is nice. Right? You say, this is what I could keep this in and I could put it in my closet. Right? And the thing lasting long, it's not really lumps and downs, but it's going to have problems, Abby. Anything that lasting long going to have problems.
I get
And
that.
women-
But if the same
And
problem keep
women by
arising
nature is
over
very
and over.
emotional. You all are very emotional creatures. Right? Very emotional.
Yes. If the same problem arise over and over and over, what are you gonna do? You have to chuck it, check a breather, and start again.
For how long, Abby?
Or
You have a
just
10-year relationship.
yeah.
At 10 years, you reach at 10 years. You're going to let emotion cloud your judgment.
Like I say,
10 years, the
if
house
you
man
have
did
the
people.
time and you're willing to,
Right.
by all means, boo boo, you do what
Right.
you do to fix where you had to fix. But if it's
Right.
something that keep recurring over
Right.
and over and over, then patience will run out.
Right. But we are talking about the end of the sticker. So, Lisa and Tanali, give us your take now on how we building. How we building this thing. Lisa, what stuff you do, Lisa, that allowed you to last for 7 years? What are the things you have done? Give us some give me the info. Let them ladies take some notes there.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
I talking from my view, eh? Things that I did in my past relationship with my
Not in your past relationship or your present relationship. Talking about the present relationship, yeah.
or the present one.
And fix it. Yeah, your present relationship. Because they say with your fiancé 7 years now. So tell us about what it is it did to remain in a 7-year relationship. And let us see your face. And your hairdo.
Let me just
Go ahead.
Okay, what I do a lot, my fiance and I have a lot of communication, right? You know, you try to be honest with that. I try to be honest with him. I don't hide nothing from him. I don't ever hide nothing from him. He don't ever hide nothing from me. I could put on my phone. He could put on his phone. I wouldn't go in it. He wouldn't go in it. Vice versa, right? If somebody calls me on my phone, he don't question me like, who is that? I would ask someone, who is that? You know, because you don't need to be asking those questions like, who is that? Who calling you? You know? So there's a lot of things that personally I don't want to say on the live because that's between the both of us. But we don't question each other about who calling your phone or or going into each other's phone. It's not right. You understand? Everybody's phone is their personal phone. Yes, according to my mom, we want to get married just now. Everybody's phone is a personal phone. You know? And the personal phone, and he trusts me a lot because he knows what it is he have. He knows the wife he has, and I know the husband I have. So I always say, thank God. There have been ups and downs, but thank God we are going good. Thank God for that. I don't want to discuss on the live exactly what about, but we are going very, very good. And I hope it, yeah.
All right. So Lisa is talking about ensuring that those boundaries. Sometimes people, they don't maintain boundaries in relationships. Sometimes the person who, in a relationship, sometimes their partner may not want them speaking to persons of the opposite sex, or they don't want just on the whole, or even just letting it appear as if, right? Some persons, that controlling type of behavior as well could be a very big turn off for anybody. Anytime they're feeling like control or locked up, caged up.
I hear Ashika saying that they had a lady came on work there and she was talking to me about her boyfriend. Ashika say I'm jealous. So she was a bit frustrated. So I want to give the male perspective, but I realize ladies have used these words at all. So she find the man jealous, he territorial, that kind of thing, right? And she angry. So she come, boy, this man, ting. I say, well, I say, listen to what you say. The man can't handle the next man next day. No, boy, and I have a female friend, and I say, well, you should be glad enough. I say, the interesting thing about when women derive certain views on men without asking a man, that is the problem what has happened, the whole miscommunication. Abby, whenever you get a fella and you bring him on the live and you say, there is Mr. Right, he must not want a next man reading on you. You understand what I'm saying?
Of course, I agree.
He should be possessive. He should be, because anytime he is not, take it from a man. Is any problem with these ladies and these new age ladies that have now and too much books writing, women writing books about men? Ask a man. I get you. Ask a man. Right? Don't ask your girlfriend. She's not a man. A male, when he really on you, he cannot help but be territorial. Yeah, girl, one time with a man, I don't see. Yeah, I have your friends for one thing. That man is on him. And I tell her, I say, if that man fuck him up, when he vex on the man, keep the money cheap. Because you know that man on you. When we as men get territorial, it's because we on you. When we get free, worry. When do we have business here, whatever? Who calling it? Hi, Harry. Yeah, small thing. We're going in alignment with Peter. Cool. Chica, trust me. I want to trust what I say. I name man. Right? It's good when he territorial. It's good when he jealous. It's good. So you know he ain't want no man next to you. You should smile. You know, when a man gives you a compliment, you like it, you giggle and you smile. You're like, oh God, he's jealous. Oh my God. That's what you're supposed to do. Right? Because you see, building a good relationship is knowing the next half. Like literally knowing the next half. You know who labor in among you. Men get territorial with women they like. Our love. We do have a choice. If he just by the way, my man real cool, he let me go out at Harry here for you. He like it. He waiting on the right woman to come so he can actually move on. Yeah? You tell your man, you going out with me, and he vex, he love. If you feel he's so with it, now my man real cool boy. My man does don't like you. He just they market time. Eh? So ladies, note to self. Let Lisa, let me get Lisa back in this thing. Right. So we building relationships and we have to know the significance of that. See my you know here? He tripping off. Look, see my what tell you? He even warrior, he on here. That is the sign. Not flowers, not take you out, not the things women that be happen up here. That up here. If he's not territorial, or he was territorial and he stopped, you need your relationship need to build back. You need to know it's the time for relationship building or you know that kind. Nice time you mean it? Right, so now you waiting for that. I'm Sima, waiting for that. When you know, we should start to do so.
Should I give you something?
Go ahead.
Okay, I talking from my experience, eh?
Yeah.
Before I had met Shane, right? All the time, nobody don't like you, nobody don't want you, nobody interested, right? You put up your pics on Facebook, everybody like you, this one. All the time, nobody like you, right? I just talking from my experience, right? Now I'm engaged to get married just now, right? Is everybody like you? All the time, nobody like you. As if somebody is everybody like you, everybody sending friend requests is everybody in the case, right? But you know, as a woman, me, I don't have time with them because I not shame. I have plenty man friends. Why? Because they don't be in confusion, like how some women are in confusion, right? I have plenty men friends. He knows that. But they all know I'm engaged to get married. He knows that. You understand? So I have plenty men friends and of women friends. In the gym, you know, that's me. But what I'm trying to draw upon, when I'm ready to marry, he's nowhere to go and look for somebody, eh? For a good woman. So that's my point from my...
So Shane, he cool with your alignment with your male friends anytime you want. You could say, hey, well, I'm going out with the fellas later. Let's say, you know, it's Friday night. He does be cool with that.
On Jamaica, he knows all of them because half of them work together offshore. So he knows half of them.
Right, but let us say you decide to say, nah, like, remember the fellas. I like, remember the girl. What will Shane's response be? What he will see?
Honestly, his points, honestly, well, babes, you know, he don't have no problem because he know I not on shit. You understand? I'm going to enjoy myself and not on shit. So he has that trust in me, which is very good.
Okay, so you're saying he will be cool with you just going out to line with the fellas.
Yes, because he knows, yeah.
Okay, alright. Alright. Cool. So Lisa saying the man okay. Sima, what about you? Well, your husband, do you have more male friends or female friends? Sima?
Female.
You have more female friends. Okay. But let us say you have do you have any like really close male friend that you feel like, hey, I can call them at any time, let them know, hey, you're not buying, they need a little help out. Do you have any male friends like that?
Well, let me say only my brothers and my dad. Other than that, no.
Oh, other than that, no. Right. So it when we had no talk with you saying, hey, I'm going to line with the fellas. So Nadi, what about you? You have more male or more female friends?
I don't have friends.
You don't have friends?
I don't have people, so I don't have friends.
So it really had okay, but if it had like close, like sometimes it might just have two persons that they.
The closest people to me are actually female.
Okay, okay.
Female.
All right, cool. Abby, what about you? Who you have close by? But right now we see Andy real close, but you're getting rid of people one by one.
I'm not into the friendship bonding anymore.
Oh.
Abby, we didn't do it, but I have a little conversation.
No, I had no conversation.
I have a little conversation with Abby. Seema, is your husband territorial? Am I a minute? The boy.
Yes, she right there, no?
Seema, is your husband territorial? Only territorial. Andy, are you territorial? I'll put it one time in case. For bad. Yeah? You know, women territorial, right?
Yes.
And I thinking about so I said, yeah, we're not having them girls. Abby, I tell you, we're not run with some tests there. I say, Abby, girls, tonight. I'm making a little run over there. I'm putting on my tight shirt. And I'm getting over there. Yeah, Abby, girls? Talk to me. Abby?
You'll be going by yourself.
You see? Yes. All this nice talk. I say, yeah, I have to treat this on the line there, them girls them running heavy. I put on my little skinny jeans. I put on my tight shirt and I run. Just me and the girls. Yeah, me and the girls running wild away. You understand? I come back here about 4 o'clock. If they had no woman, the beating, the tearing off that shirt. We win. I'm yet to happen, boy. You know the interesting thing? Women are
allowing. So you have plenty female friends.
Women are allowing that, especially the woman inside for some years and she in love and it's a good house, man. Yeah, they come with this small pin. Oh, let's tell them about this small pin topic for Saturday.
What?
Yeah, that was Seema come up with that topic.
Small pen, but that means that's doing nothing.
Only nice for tomorrow, we are deal with that.
That's doing one thing. Best tell you, go back where you come out from, stay by yourself.
Oh Lord, Lisa, so about love, about trust. All you know, give me all kind of pillars there. Chica, what you have to say about it? I hear all kind of pillars.
We will be discussing the small pen tomorrow.
Andy, with that topic tomorrow night, them girl and them say the small pen does choke hard. So we cover this topic tomorrow. Yeah. So Sonali. Lisa, so your husband come on smacky down. Tight shirt. He pawn Timiyaki. Shade jeans. He mark up, he looking maxi ugly. Yeah, baby, I'm making a Sunday with them girl and them. One comment from me now already. She pull up 2-3 she friend jump out short pants, high heel, everything looking straight. Babes are coming back here. That's not happening. See, man, let me hear what you say. You see, Seema pick up the child? She coming outside with the child. We wait. Chica?
Lisa, where really went and do, girl?
Lisa, I want you to answer me, The girl come. She have a Coca-Cola. Let me tell you, let me paint the picture all you place in the comment section. Ladies, what you gonna do? Right? Because I hear ladies saying her man friend, they just go out with the man friend and them. So, homeboy, babes, tonight is my night. Last week was yours. I like them kind of thing, I like them going away. No. No, because you just tell me the husband, I like them kind of thing. You tell me the husband does let you go online with them boys, which is how I respect that big man thing.
Yes.
But the comment section, I like that, you know. I like fair game. You see me? I like fair game. When you make your form, wait.
But you just have to
finish. Don't watch my hand. You went on your form. I didn't say nothing. You had your phone. You come back 4 o'clock. Next Friday, I say, babe, I'm making a turn, you know. It's my time. It's my turn. You went on your turn. You say nothing. She pull up in a nice little Audi, short pants. She have a Coca-Cola thing too. Short, cute, high heel. The next one jump out, make breathe. Coca-Cola. Body suit, cat suit. The next one jump out. When you see she asking herself, I wonder if she take her implant, boy. You're scratching your head when you see the girls them come out the car. You have accent, and no, well, me and them girls, you know. Because remember, you make your turn. Yeah, see, man, place in the comment section. She can't tell me. Because all of the here, right?
So it cannot turn with me.
Oops. Just I really talk like what I'm not. Lisa, tell me what you're doing. You can't go. You went on your beat. Abby, talk to me now. I let you go. I give you a kiss. I put money in your pocket. I say, baby, enjoy yourself. Me a while in here. Remember, you want me to trust you? I found the line in your pocket. I say, make sure you buy a drink. Go to them fellas, buy no drink. For me to get them. For me to make no jail here. You understand? You come back home 4. You enjoy yourself. My time. Chica, Abby, tell me.
Fair is fair. You know, you can't get back.
When you see them girls come out,
nothing. I had my balance in it.
Right, and you had right, and you see a Spanish in the back seat. You see a Spanish in the back seat, and that's short kid. And I kiss you, bye, babe. See, man. Quiet, man.
I don't have none of that with me because he don't allow it and I'm not allowing it. Period.
The truth coming out now, look. The truth go come out. Lisa, I waited on Lisa and stuff because you just balance. So let me hear what you're saying now.
I will comment privately.
What?
You commenting privately for? Lisa maybe say not that at all. You see Lisa earlier, she don't say she going to. It has nothing with I leaving here with Lisa
so
say she going to.
Fair. So if you go to the cinema now, you go to the cinema, you run out there. And I say, well, girl, I go in a cinema next week, you know, because remember, I don't trust you. See, man? So you see, in relationship building, you have to be realistic. Because if you go down a certain road, where you think this happen, right? So a man will be territorial, but he will be finding your mouth better than you, so he ain't going to say nothing. But if he inside, Lisa, if that man check fail, he won't know next man. I being honest. I'm very firm, but not all guys like that. You understand what I mean? And if a guy really check fail, and he is saying nothing, he's saying go ahead, don't take that go ahead. It go bite you. She can talk to me.
I will remember that.
Yeah. Because you see, no, and that's why your indication if you need to build. Because if he loose and he linear, you will say, but how come? And then now is the time for you to try to rectify that. That is a sign that whatever he have in here, he linear no way. For whatever reason, and it's time maybe to get into reconstruction. Yeah, it's a nice topic. Because we have to know the opposite sex. And it's not I ain't saying it to be bad, or I ain't saying it. I'm just saying as a man, if the woman strong-willed like Abby, you understand, and he love Abby, and he don't want to cause a bacchanal, he will just yield. And but inside, here you just as so as any woman. You will want to see your man jumping in nobody with no sexy girl. Which woman who like a man even want him in that environment? Even though he's a trustworthy man, you don't want him in the environment. You don't want that environment. You don't want him there. You don't want no mistake to happen. You don't want him to say, oh, you get drunk and you don't want that to happen. So you don't even want him in the environment.
Yeah.
It was nice.
That's true. Yeah,
you don't want him, he's a good man, yes, but you don't want him. You see him, girl, looking like if they don't come out of magazine. And you said, any man there, you cut them track for Guti to run. My grandmother said, don't cut track for Guti to run. See, my way say what? See, my way. Chica way say what? Abby way say what?
Well, yeah, that is saying.
Yeah, the man what you will want him in that situation. I had to be there. It's me and my girlfriends, alright. So you could corral him here. You have to know the timing. You don't want him in that situation.
Man is weak.
And you know man weak, so you don't want him in that situation. You're not going away with them set a girl there. Let them be ugly girls. I want to see a car with ugly girls.
Not even them. Not even them. Once you carry that black vagina, not even them.
Exactly.
And that's the point. The reason why you're territorial is because you love the man. It is something that we must embrace and not vex and say, oh, he jealous and oh, he did. You have to be happy he jealous. You have to be happy he territorial. You have to deal with it from a different angle because it's proven to you that, hey, I don't want no man from your gift. I don't know how else to say it because he ain't coming meek and mild. He will come rough. But just because he coming rough, that doesn't mean it's something abusive or he trying to control you or he glad the money where you're going to win again. Because you ain't where you're going to win either.
You want to talk to me about even that.
Oh God, here we go. Chica, all you? Saturday.
Abby?
Saturday.
Yes, so you're tomorrow you and I talk about small pin. So see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Yes?